Thank you so much, Sandhya Mataji. Thank you so much, all of you, for understanding. Hare Krishna, everyone. I'm not able to hear Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Very Mataji, you are delayed.
Hare Krishna. So let's
Hare
start off
Krishna,
with
Mataji.
Mangalacharan. And today is the 10th chapter. Sorry, I got delayed because I had a blood test, I just told. Just a casual test only. A little exhausted. So we just had a test. So nothing major to worry. So I'm back in action. So quickly, what chapter today and what is it called?
Chapter, Mataji.
That's what I'm asking you. Which chapter?
The opulence of
Appearances of.
Yes, thank you so much. 10th chapter. 9th chapter, I already told, is the whole chapter. That is the second module, starting from 7th chapter to the 12th. Talks about bhakti, right? And the 9th chapter, Krishna is proposing, please come to me, right? He starts off. And 8th chapter onwards, he's indirectly telling. 10th chapter, he is very directly telling, right? So what is happening in the 10th, 11th chapter is going to show, right? We are going to have visuals, Vishwa Rupam, he's going to show. So basically what happens in any proposal, first he tells his liking, second he talks about himself, right? This is my opulence. So normally even when you're proposing, or even if there is a marriage proposal, you'll tell the boy is working here, he's got so much of salary, he's got so many houses, all his so-called opulences are being told. And then after that they'll bring the boy and show the display. Likewise for the girl. Likewise, the display is going to happen in 11th chapter. Today is the theory class of the entire 11th chapter, right? Is opulences. So before that, let's start off with Mangalacharan. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanat Timrandasya Jnananjala Chalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasme Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Snapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Tadamaya Dadati Swapadatikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopeshu Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamani Hari Priye Vancha Kalpadarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patidanan Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vatsadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Rama Rama Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. So Ekadasi, all of you all observed Ekadasi yesterday, many of you all?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Mataji. Have you finished breaking the fasting or going to break?
Not yet, Mataji.
Going to break.
What time you all are going to break? Hare Krishna.
Around 8:39.
Okay, so 10 o'clock. Okay, so the opulence of the absolute. Let's pay our obeisances to Shishi Radha Govinda. Hare Krishna. So we are going to have a quick revision of the 9th chapter. And in the 9th chapter, you know what is Krishna? I told you it's a love letter, right? So Krishna is proposing, right? Hear about me, Shrunu. And he also talks about qualification and disqualification for devotee. So please tell me what is the qualification of devotee? Hare Krishna, you'll have to excuse me. I'm going to have this milk because I need to have another test. So I need to have something shortly. So please excuse me while I'm talking as well as drinking. Yeah. So coming to this, what is the, okay, 9.1 to 9.3. So what is he talking about? So hearing. So what is the qualification of Krishna? Qualification and disqualification. What is the qualification to reach Krishna? Should you be a doctorate, PhD, MBA, medicine?
Devotee.
Thank you so much. Devotee, right? So you just have to love him. That's it. There's no other qualification. 9.4 to 9.10. He talks about Aishwarya Jnana. There's so many jnana. So here is specifically talking about Aishwarya, which means opulences, right? Aishwarya means all the power, opulences. And what is Krishna's Achinta Beda, Abheda philosophy, right? So this is created and established by Chaitanya, and we saw that, right? One and the same and different at the same time, right? And 9.11 to 15, non-worshippers and worshippers. So who are non-worshippers, who are worshippers, right? And what happens to them? We already saw a similar thing in the 7th chapter. We're talking about pious and dushkrutinu, right? And people who are devotees, 4 types of devotees, 9.15, 16. And 7.15, 16. Now 9.16 to 25, Krishna has a supreme worship. So we saw that. Now 10th chapter is a very, very interesting, chapter. Shlokas are 42, but we'll cover a lot of shlokas in just one single slide. So 1 to 7, Krishna's position as the origin of everything, right? And what is his position, right? And he is the origin, and we are going to see. And 8 to 11, we have Catur-sloké-gitä. This is the summary of the entire Bhagavad-Gita. 18 chapters is summarized in this 4 shlokas. And 12 to 42, Arjuna's acceptance and his request. So he accepts and his request to talk about his opulences. So here it's a theory class. So synopsis of 10th chapter is Krishna at the end tells that fix the mind on me. Okay, fine, I'll fix on you, but about you, I need to know to fix a mind, right? So if you're telling, ma'am, can you just pay attention on my problems? And if Anirban Basu is saying that, I need to know her, to understand her, to focus on her, whether she has problems, whether she has happiness, right? It's specific. If it's a general class, ma'am, how can we all be happy? Then solution is, I will tell for everything one solution. Hari Krishna Ma mantra. Of course, to her also, I will tell one solution. But before that, I have to understand her a little more, right? So that's what we are going to do here. That is why the entire 3rd module, Jnana, right, is about knowledge of Krishna. So it helps us to liberate from material world and takes us close to Krishna. So here Krishna talks about the opulence and to fix the mind, right? Conclusion of 9 talks about become a pure devotee. And 10 talks about how can I become a pure devotee? By focusing on him, by hearing about him. So we get to know about him. Right? So as I said, 10.1 to 7, Krishna's position. 8, these are the 4 Catur-slokis, and the last one is the opulence. So the first 1 to 7, Krishna's position as the origin of everything, right? Ishwaraha Parama Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govindaha Sarva Karana Karanam. Very clearly is talking about that. So 10.1, Krishna's position as the origin. So 10.1 to 3 is anyone knowing Krishna as the unborn supreme, right? Anyone who knows is someone who will escape this material world. So the source of all sages and demigod is undiluted and free from anyone, right? Will be free from this sin. So that is what Krishna is talking about, which we will see. 4 to 6, all the qualities and attributes, right? Freedom from illusion, self-control, all that is spoken here. And even the progenitors of universe are born from mind, right? So everybody are by, we say, right, from Krishna's mind. Even Krishna never was born physically like the way we think. It is from the Vasudeva's mind. It got transferred to Devaki. And that's how Krishna's birth came into being. And 7th one is those who know Krishna's glories engage in his service, right? So automatically they will engage in his service. So that is the speciality of Krishna. So that's why we're getting to know, to have an automatic thing. Hare Krishna, now what is this picture depict?
It is in Mahabharata.
Very
It
nice.
is when Duryodhana and Arjuna come to
Shri Krishna before the wars.
Before the war beginning, they want for mediation.
Okay, who came first?
Duryodhana.
Duryodhana came first. Okay, that means Duryodhana is great, right? He came first.
Yes, Mataji.
But he sat in the wrong place.
So what is the difference? First rank is best. No, we tell children also first rank. And Shyam Prabhu is also telling Duryodhana is correct. He came first. Always we first come first in basis, right? In Max language, first out. So
But not in
first talks.
But he don't want to sit next to his legs, so he sat next to his head.
So the material ranking of first is very different from spiritual ranking. So there are so many of us here, and it's not a point as to who came to Krishna first, right? How much of devotion each one has. That is what matters. So there is someone in this group who could have come just yesterday, but they would be probably so aesthetic and fall in love with Krishna totally, right? That is what is so important. We already heard the cobbler story and the Brahmana. The Brahmana probably from his birth, he understands Krishna. I'm sure cobbler would have understood much later, but Krishna sees how humble you are. So currently, where are we?
Somewhere in between.
So sweet. Who said that?
Sunita.
Sorry? Sunita.
Sunita.
Yes, Sunita. Perfect, Sunita. In fact, currently, we are trying to be in between. We are actually more close to Duryodhana. If you notice, even in our family, possibly only near children's leg we'll sit. Think properly. Even parents' leg we may not sit. We'll sit on the side. Start thinking, you will get an answer. Yes or no?
Yes, Mother.
So we are not yet close to Arjuna. I will be happy if we are midway. And most of us were not even mid. We think we are in Arjuna's place. I'm so happy Sunita Mataji brought this up and Sham Prabhu accepted this, because most of the time we are always here. But we think we are here. That's a bigger problem. At least we are here and we think we are here. Our chance of going here is there. Why we have no chance of improvement? Because most of the time we are here, but we think we are here. That's a bigger issue. I am so down to earth. You have no idea, okay? You don't know how humble I am. You know, honesty is the best policy I have. These are the words which run in our mind. It sometimes comes out of somebody's mouth, but most of the time our mind voice is also this. Yes or no?
Yes. Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hari Krishna. So this is one line. So he so this is our focus. And that's the reason I'm spending some time in this slide, because our entire journey of Bhagavad-Gita is to move here. Because we are reading the words of Arjuna. We love Arjuna. We are crazy. We are lovely. We are so crazy of Krishna. Then we should focus on this, not here. Right? And before I continue, there is one person who told that, Duryodhana is so kind. In one class, he was telling, Mataji, Duryodhana is so kind. He does, he hands over, what do you call Kanyadanam for all the brides in his village. He does that. It's a great quality, isn't it? Yes, it is a very great quality. But which one outweighs something? Stripping your brother's wife in public and doing Kanyadan. Doing Kanyadan is a great job, but if you see good and bad, what will outweigh? The good or the bad?
Bad.
Right?
Bad.
If you call a person in the road, right, and comes before the judge, right, and imagine he has raped 100 people, and he tells, the judge talks, right, judge, 100 people is raped, but doesn't matter. You should understand 1,000 people, he has given Annadanam. What will you tell? Oh, wow, great guy, release him. Would that be your thought?
No.
Would anyone be an advocate for such a rapist?
Not at all.
Not at all, right? Not even one person, anyone? So this is what becomes very important, right? We always try and see which is right among the devotees, but we should also understand when it comes to asuras, it's better we accept, especially in Shastras, instead of digging more and trying to be justifying the side of a Shastric negative person. Shows what? The justification shows that, shows that we are wrong. We justify mainly only when we want to convince someone, right? We don't justify when we are already convinced that we are okay, we are right. The justification happens only when there is a guilt. Have you ever seen anyone in life justifying why they don't drink? Very rarely, but most of the time why they drink. Drinking is good. COVID, if you drink a peg of alcohol, it came in the first release of COVID on the very first week. Alcohol, a person gets treated. Boss, COVID test itself is not happening. People didn't know what is COVID, but research flew for alcohol bottles, telling that if you take one peg, you will never get COVID. I don't know from where these researchers come, but people try and enter at various sites, right? After that, only vitamin C and all that also came, right? So 10.1, the Supreme Lord said, my dear friend, mighty armed Arjuna, listen again, Shrinu, right? To my supreme word, which I shall impart to you for your benefit and will give you great joy. He's telling not only because he is just having time pass with him, but it's also going to give him great joy. So in 7th chapter, we saw different energies. 9th chapter, he clearly tells, right, the different energies to establish what is the requirement for the different energies First is talking about acting, and here he is talking about devotional service, this energy, how they can help you in developing the conviction. Same chapter talks about the fact of his opulences, display of his opulences will come in the 11th chapter. Here it's Shunu. So eagerness here is the qualification, right? Discourses in the society of devotees can take place only among those who are really anxious to be in Krishna conscious. Really. So a neophyte, 4 types of neophytes are there, right? 4 types of entry, pious people. What are the 4? Hari Krishna. 7th.
Who are seeking for money,
Yes.
who are seeking for knowledge,
Distress, inquisitiveness.
inquisite.
And Jnani, right? Artha, Arthati, Jignashu, Jnani, right? We saw this in the 7th chapter. So what are we trying to talk again? So here we are telling that these are the things which are required, right? And of the 3, Jnani is elevated, but Jignashu, little bit of Jignashuism should be there. That's when we'll get anxious to hear about Krishna, and which is there in all of you, right? So whoever is going to read the text, please raise your hand. You all can take turns. I'm going to sloka, and after that you can continue. And meanwhile, if anyone knows who's in this picture, you can type in the chat. Hari Krishna. Vidu suragana prabhavam nama harshayah aham adirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashah. Yes, Mrinal Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Neither the host of demigod nor the great sex knows my origin. For in every respect, I am the source of the demigod and the sex.
So he clearly says neither the demigods nor anyone knows. Why is he saying this? Is because many times people, neophyte, initially when they read, they keep telling Krishna is talking about himself. So when you go to an interview, right, give a brief, you talk about yourself. Why are you talking about yourself? You already typed in the resume. No, let them read. Already 2-3 pages of bossing off is over. Why are you telling about yourself? Because you are the only one who knows there, right? Same way here, even the demigods and the sages do not know. So Krishna has no choice but to talk about himself. And Sunita Mataji, you're absolutely right. Hare Krishna. Thank you. This is Devaki Mataji. And Devaki is having, who's in the stomach of womb of Devaki?
Lord Krishna.
Krishna.
Lord Krishna is in the womb of Devaki. And what happens is when, see, normally we cannot see or feel demigods. But while we are talking, why do we tell in Bhagavad-Gita class also we should be in a proper posture, which we are not. But at least we don't lie down and hear, because along with you, demigods are also sitting and listening. Krishna is also coming here. He's sitting here. So just imagine if I am coming to your house, right? And if I'm just going into Sunita's house and I'm telling, hello, just give me a glass of water. Okay, and she's sleeping. What will she do? What will Sunita do? Will she continue sleeping or will she get up? Or what will she do?
We'll get
Sunita
up.
is answering. Nice, thanks, Sunita. You will get up, right? And you will give me a glass of water, and what will you do? Will you go back to sleep when I'm there, or you'll wait for me to get out of the house? Until then, you'll sit.
Wait for you to get out of the house.
Get out of the house, right? So the same thing, right? When we are teaching Bhagavatam or when you are listening to Bhagavad-Gita, anything, why you tell sit down, pay respect is because Krishna is, and when Krishna is there, all devatas, even in the womb have come. So they is coming and sitting right next to you. Because we don't see does not prove something to be the right or the wrong thing, right? So here you see me, so you feel that you have to give what we call today is courtesy, right? But don't we have that little courtesy for the devatas coming and sitting, and Krishna is right before somewhere sitting and listening, right? So this is what is happening. So Devaki can feel them. And Prabhupada, elevated soul, could feel. He used to tell, when he used to keep food, he used to tell, please keep an extra plate because Narada has come. Right? So they are very elevated. We can't see, but Devaki also could not see, but she could feel them. So she said that I could see. See means not see with the chakshu, but then with that feeling. Many times we have this, right? Especially women. You'll be looking behind, but you can always see someone staring here. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
And especially Prabhus, when they drive, many times they won't see the rear mirror or they won't be hearing. But automatically they will move in the left. They can see someone behind trying to overtake. Happens or not, Prabhu? Especially, when you're driving.
Yes.
So do we have, any of you have eyes or your eyes turns 365 degrees? Not me.
No.
But we are able to do because that's consciousness. That's the vision of consciousness, which is able to see. And Same way she's able to feel, and with Krishna around, she's able to feel demigods. She's able to tell. Immediately demigods are telling, hey, I think she's able to feel us. She's able to see us. Let's go away. Come. That is the conversation here. And 10.3, yes, Prabhu, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. He who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, or as the Supreme Lord of all the worlds, he undiluted among men, is free from all sins.
He says he's unborn, right? We already saw Ishvara Paramakrishna, Satchidananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarvakarna, Karna. He is someone who does not have a beginning. Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam Adim Purana Purusham Navayavvanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhakto Govindamadi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. These are the prayers offered by Brahma to Krishna. So what is he saying in all these prayers? He says he's unborn. He is very, he does not have a beginning. He is very, very old, right? Adi Purana Purusham, but Navayavanam is always young. So that's what he is describing. 10.4 and 5, let's go ahead. Hare Krishna. Buddhir jnanam aso moha shama satyam dama samaha tam dukkam bhavo bhavo bhayam cha bhayam eva cha ahimsa samata tushtis tapodanam yasho yasaha bhavanti bhava bhutanam matta eva pratikviyatha. Hare Krishna. Please read. It's in Hare Krishna.
It's not clear, Mataji.
Can you see?
Yes, Mataji. Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusions, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame and infamy, all these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone.
So 16 qualities are highlighted here. If you take individually, it will even come to 19. So I'm just pairing up all the ands. And so 16 qualities are starting off. So he says all the various qualities of living creators are created. So Krishna will tell in 10.15, right? And in 15.15, more specifically, in 15.15, he says, I give the intelligence, I give the memory, and I also give the forgetfulness. So what is forgetfulness? To forget from the material world. So Krishna gives the intelligence, he gives the knowledge, right? And 9.22, we already saw, right? So what did we see? That, I will preserve what one has, and I will, give him what he lacks, right? So very clearly Krishna is saying that these are things which are given by him. Now right. So this is a quality of given by Krishna, right? So if anyone tells, oh my God, I have such great qualities, remember these are the qualities which we have already got by Krishna, and we have to be like this. It's a must. But many times we feel these are the great USPs because around us we are having very bad people, right? So we think we are great. So in the eyes of blind, one eye rules. Like that, everybody are so bad that we start thinking one good quality, wow, I'm so good. But the fact is so different, right? So intelligence means the power to analyze things in the proper perspective. Buddhi, how do we analyze things, right? Which is good, which is bad. Knowledge, knowing the distinction between matter and spirit. I am not the body, I am the soul. Sankhya philosophy. Kapila said this in Canto 3 in Srimad Bhagavatam. He speaks about this. And chapter 2 also, Krishna is bringing in this concept. I am not the body, I am the soul, right? Freedom from doubt and delusion. Asamoha, completely free. You're not confused at all. You're so clear. There is absolutely no confusion at all, right? So how can you do that? By properly understanding. One thing which I wanted to tell you is, Bhakti is not blindly accepting. So if I come and tell, hey, I'm going to preach Bhagavad-Gita, you don't have to hear because I'm preaching Bhagavad-Gita, but always remember, I'm teaching what Prabhupada told. And what is Prabhupada telling? He is telling what his spiritual master told. And what is the spiritual master telling? His spiritual master. And it goes on to Krishna himself. So we are not here to have a general discussion of opinion. We are talking about what Krishna told, his words, right? That is very important. Tolerance and forgiveness is Shama. Right? So what happens is, try to, Shama is very important, right? Many times we tell, I forgive and forget, completely forget. But after many years, we come back, right? It's happened in everybody's life. At least definitely, we used to tell, hey, you know what? You remember, I forgave you for that and I forgot about it completely. Happens. Yes or no? No?
Yes.
Right? So it has happened in our life. Many times we tell, I forgave you, but we will remember and forgot about it, and we will remember and tell after 10 years. So what is forgetting? What is forgiving? We have to think. Tolerance is even small offenses of people, just let go. Truthfulness, be very honest even to your enemy. Control of senses is damaha, which means you should control everything. Vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jigva vegam, uduru prashta vegam, vega vishe dhira sarvam apiman timita shishya. So it talks about in Nectar of Instruction, first sloka. Right? So it talks about controlling 6 urges, right? Which we will read in length in level 3. I don't want to add more stress to you all. Control of mind, that we have seen, right? It's covered here very clearly. First is senses and mind. How can we control? By Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Now what are we doing? Shastra. And we have accepted Sadhu, which shortly we will. We are now filled only aspirant form. And Guru we will accept. And therefore, association of devotees, right? Sadhu, pure devotee association takes you to the next level. Happiness and distress, sukha dukkha. Always be same. Right? Just like tolerant, always be tolerant. Can anyone think of a shloka of tolerance in Bhagavad-Gita? Which shloka he talks about tolerance? When does Krishna talk? 2.14. Matras pastastu kaunteya sitosha sukha dukkadaha agama paino anitya stamsika shashvata bharata. Tolerate, right? That he very clearly tells. Over and above that, we have some more qualities which I told. Package of 16, he says birth, fearlessness, non-violence, equality, austerity, charity, and fame. So these are the 16 qualities which he talks about, right? Fame means it's not being popular, but a man should be a man in famous when he is known as a great devotee. That is what is famous, right? Let's move on to 10.6. Hare Krishna. Mahashaya sapta purve Tatvaro manavastata madbhavamana satchata yesham loka ima prajaha. Hare Krishna. Yes, please read. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. The 7 great sects, and before them the 4 other great sects, and the Manus, the progenitors of mankind, are born out of my mind, and all creatures in these planets descends from them.
Hare Krishna. How many Manus are there?
14.
4.
Okay, plus
4.
14.
14.
Thanks.
14.
Yeah, 14. 7 great sages. So 14 plus 7?
21.
Plus 4, Prabhu? 4.
25.
So 25 of them are the first people who were born out of the mind. So that is why this is highlighted. The first of them are descend from them, right? So rest of us, like all of us, are descending from these people only. So that's what he's saying, are born out of my mind, and all creatures in this planet descend from them. So Krishna is talking about, and this is what the picture is. So Krishna is the source of all. We already saw this. And Pratitama, why is he called Pitama? Because who is a Pitama? Pitamaha means grandfather. Who is the grandfather?
Brahma.
Yes,
Brahma.
he's father of Brahma. So he's called the great grandfather, which means Pitamaha, right? The father of the grandfather, great grandfather. So 25, this is what we saw, the 4 Kumaras, which is Sanat Kumaras, they are called, and it's called Sanaka. Anybody knows the name of the 4 Kumaras?
Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana, Sanat Kumara.
Very nice, Prabhu. So happy. Hare Krishna. 7 sages. Anyone knows the name of the 7 sages?
Agastya, Gautama,
Huh? Sorry?
Pulasya.
4 only, but I'll release the rest. Kashyapa, very important, right? Kashyapa,
Pulaha.
Arti, Vashishta, Vishwamitra.
Angira.
Vashishta is there, Vishwamitra is there, Gautama. These 3 we know very well. Jamadangi, Bharadvaja, and Kashyapa. right? So these are the Munis, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are the Munis, which are the 7 sages. They are called the Sapta Rishis. They are still there. And the 14 Manus we already know. Swayambhu Manu, and this whole list you all know. And currently the first Manu is Swayambhu Manu. His daughter is only Devayuti. And this will come in the 3rd canto. And Devahuti's son is Kapila, because he is the incarnation of God. And Devahuti, he will get her married to Kardama Muni. Right? So this is the story of Swayambhu Mani, and from there children are born. She has 9 children, 9 daughters, and 9 daughters are married to the 7 sages plus 2 more sages. Bhrigu, you will be knowing, right? So one more sage I can't remember offhand. So Bhrigu Muni and yet another sage, and they will be they will be having they will be actually the entire progenitor which he read is they are responsible for mankind. So they will all start having kids. So this is what happens. So this is the story, and detailed story I'll tell you later, right? So 4 Kumaras, all these are called the 25 Patrairchas. That is this, those who started, right? Now, can anyone tell me the picture? Where was this taken? And you can put it in the chat, and I'm going to go with the shloka. Hari Krishna. Vibhutim yogam cha mama yogeti tatvatah so vikyalpena yogena yujyatanatra samshayah. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Preeti Mataji, Vashishta. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, Mataji. He who knows the truth, this glory and power of mind, engage in unalloyed devotional service. Of this, there is no doubt.
Hare Krishna, very nice. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Manjari Mataji, very nice. Yes, this is Krishna and Balram and Mathura, they are entering, and this is during the fact when our Kamsa Mama wants them there, right? And who brings them here in the chariot? Who brings them? Can anyone tell me who's the driver for Krishna and Balram?
Father of Draupadi?
No, Prabhu, they are not yet married, na? They are very young. This is when
The Prime Minister of Kamsa.
So what is he called?
Kamsa's brother.
What is he called? Thank you so much, Neetu. Akrura. So why I'm asking this question is because Kamsa is a very bad man. His head, who's Kamsa, is Akrura, is a great devotee of Krishna. Right? So you can be Krishna conscious even if the family does not practice Krishna conscious. That is why I brought. See, look at him. Look at his situation. He is working in a place where he will crucify him in the name of Krishna. He's been asked to pick up Krishna and bring him to be slaughtered. But Akrura is still and yet a very staunch, hardcore devotee. Right? That is the speciality of Arjuna. But what about us? Right? We keep telling, oh, God, it's so difficult. My wife doesn't practice bhakti. My husband has an issue. We have issues all around us. Yes or no? Me inclusive. Right? Are you, my in-laws hate this? But the fact is, are we such obedient wives, such obedient husbands, such dedicated daughter-in-laws? We are sincere, but are we like, not going to cross the line? No. But we don't want to cross for Krishna conscious because we feel it's not worth it, some part of our heart. If we know and if we feel, right, A, we'll find a way out. B, right, we will fight it out. If not, whatever it is, we will at least try, right? Because when you try, automatically Krishna will clear the roads for us. Automatically he will help but we have to try, right? We have to endeavor first. That is very important. And look at this. Everybody is seeing Balram and Krishna. And in one class, they asked, how can everyone see, it's so big. Yes. How can everybody see? I keep saying the same example. I'm able to see the sun here. Are you guys able to see? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, Mataji, we are also seeing the sun.
How, Prabhu? Oh, acha, the sun got divided. You have one sun, I have one sun. 2 suns are there.
No. He's one.
One only, no? Same kind of Paramatma also. He's there in everybody's heart. That is one concept. And second thing is Krishna is so all powerful. So everybody will be able to see. Now this chapter is very, very important. Please pay attention. I will stop after this one. So 10.8 to 10.4, 11 is talking about the summary of the entire Bhagavad-Gita. and it is called Catur-sloké-gitä. Does anyone know all 4 shlokas by heart? Or does anyone know any one shloka? Anyone knows? Yes or no? If you know, you can chant. No? Okay. My sincere request is try, and this is a summary, right? So it's important that at least one shloka start with that you learn. Hare Krishna is the first shloka. This one is the entire 4 shlokas talk about Sambandha, Abhinaya, and Prayojan, right? Sambandha is the relationship with God, and this explains that. Aha sarvasya prabhavo matta sarva pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhavya samanvitaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who knows he is perfectly engaged in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts.
So relationship, now heart is coming. I told you, no love letter proposal. Now it's very, very clear. He says the relationship is they will worship me with my heart, right? So to worship with the heart, we are still not gone there. So we are doing right now worshipping with our body, Sharira. How? By doing Mangalacharan. Do all this is worshipping through body. First level, na, so we will slowly progress there. Okay, so this is the first thing which establishes the Sambandha, which means the relationship with Krishna. There are 5 primary relationships with Krishna. What are they?
Friend.
Vatsalya, mother. Savita.
Perfect.
Shantarasa.
Shanta, you all told. Next one is Dasya. Third one, Sakya, friendship, you told. Vatsalya, you told. Only 4 I heard. Fifth one?
Madhurya.
Madhurya, right? So that is the speciality, and anyone in the higher will do the lower. For example, Vatsalya's mother, does she serve Krishna?
Yes.
Yes.
So the lower things are taken care. That is what it means. So typically, Arjuna also serves Krishna, right? At Sakya, and Radha Rani also serves Krishna. She also makes food every day. She makes one item, and I keep wondering what to cook in the house. Forget about what to cook. To think what to cook itself has become a trauma for us, right? So beyond 5, 6, 7 items, nothing comes off our head. Radha Rani has a benediction from Durvasa Muni where she will cook every day one item. She has never repeated. Okay, we all have a luxury to taste this when we go there. Krishna will share, right? Hare Krishna. The opulence of the absolute. Krishna as the original source of all spiritual and material world, right? Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam paratapa. So that means very clearly, Krishna is the source of the spiritual and material energy, which we already saw in 7.4 and 7.5. Bhumi aponalo vayu kam buddhirmano evata ahankaram iti emam vina prakriti rishtada is very clearly telling the material cannot survive without me. That is my external energy, which is also called dash. External energy is also called. Come on, fast.
Tattva.
No, external energy.
Apara.
Very nice. Apara. It is also called Bhairanga Shakti. Okay. And result of knowing is worshipping Krishna with all the hearts. That is the result. And he engages in devotional service. Right? For those who can't see, blow up of that. And so if they know, what happens is they will totally surrender. So next one is the second.
Mataji, I can read the shloka.
No, I don't want to read the shloka. I want someone to tell me by heart. Do you know by heart?
No, ma'am. No, Mataji.
I want, because these 4 shlokas. Reading though, somebody is by, of course, please go ahead and read. But this shloka, but I want someone to tell me at least one of these shlokas by heart. Tomorrow, can we all try one shloka?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, the first shloka maybe. We can try this one. We'll start with someone. The relationship is important, na? So we'll start the class with that. Hare Krishna. 10.9. Yes, Mataji, please go ahead and chant.
Maschitta matgata prana bodhayanta parasparam Kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, so nicely.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Very clearly. Very.
The thought-
Yeah, Prabhu, please go ahead, read.
The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are surrendered to me, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss enlightening one another and conversing about me.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna. Swami dance. What is the speciality Prabhupada brought in this dance? Both hands upright. That's it, really jumping. That's how Swami dance. Everybody, everybody.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
So what does he say in this particular thing? I thought pure devotee, right? Chitta mat, that's a prana. Prana means life. For the entire life, right? They are completely under identity, right? Everything that Amanti means satisfaction, right? And everything, always listen all the time, they keep listening, and they are only on the talking. So Krishna Kada, Hari conversation, about Krishna.
Mataji, cannot hear you, Mataji. Video is on.
Okay, I did it on purpose, but I think you can't hear. Okay, stop that. Hare Krishna. So what he's saying is everything, right? So this one talks about abhidaya, which means relation, which mean, what do you mean by that? It's a process, right? The purpose or the process of achieving Krishna. So what do they do? What is the process? So when I tell, what is your process of cooking? So you will tell me, okay, I am going to take so much butter. I will make sure the gas is there. I will keep the lighter. I will keep so and so ingredients, right? So this is for cooking. So these are the ingredients for, having the reaching Krishna. So we are talking about the relationship. Okay, fine. How to reach, how do we the relationship? So this is how you can achieve the relationship. How? So we are talking about completely how the devotees do is they dwell in me, all this only. Machita matkata prana, bodhayante parasparam, katayanti cha mam nityam, tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So all this, by continuous conversing, they are 24/7 thinking of me. So he's telling these are the ingredients added for achieving this relationship. And if you add, so what happens? Okay, I will do all this, agreed, and I will have a relationship. So what is my end result? We'll always tell, right? I'm going to ask, okay, you're doing all this cooking. What are you want to cook? What's the final output? That is given in the 10th sloka. So here, symptoms of the pure devotee, Krishna becomes his life and soul, right? Constantly hears. Two stages we have, which currently are the preliminary stage. They relish the transcendental pleasure from the service itself. Right? And the mature stage, they are always situated in Lord, in the love of God, and thus relish the highest perfection. So in the mature state, what happens is they see Krishna. They also participate in the pastimes. They can visualize all the pastimes like a video 24/7. The highest perfection. Here, initial stage, what happens? They will just take pleasure in serving, right? Talking, helping. Look at our admins also. I really don't know how they do. I really, we have Mohandas Prabhu need to constantly, not a single day, remember, on top of not only morning, even evening. And, they kind of work they do. How they even do, I can't even imagine, because Neetu is literally, she'll be telling you, missed out this video, Mataji, and I'm such a horrible administrator. I will not have the courtesy to even mention which chapter recording. She will have to upload my youth recording, my advanced level recording, morning and evening recordings of, the Saturday, Sunday branch, which Namanishta Prabhu was taking. So this also. And on top of it, she will do posters of a language which both don't really understand or can read so well, the Tamil. So, she will ask, is this Mataji? I will immediately check with someone, if this is correct, okay. And we will tell. And she will upload that in Facebook without even knowing a language. Just imagine if something is wrong in that poster, it will go completely viral, right? So, and that too in Mangaluru side. But how does she do that? Right? That without any tension. Top of it, she's working. She's got a child. Yes. And now coming back to Mohandas Prabhu, the kind of dedication he has, besides all this, he manages Bhakti Vriksha. And, sometimes I keep wondering whether he only has two hands or there is something beyond. And on top of it, he was very unwell and nothing stopped. One class, he doesn't come, he will tell, I am sorry, Mataji, I cannot attend. Right? And Neetu is working from Dubai. For me, 6 o'clock class is difficult. For her, it's about 4, right? Almost 4:15. And she's up and bright. So these are the things they literally do. And no idea how they even do. How? Because serving, they enjoy that pleasure, right? That is because you'll be wondering, I'm talking about Krishna, and what is this Krishna? Yes, they are serving Krishna. Krishna is Bhagavad-Gita, words of Krishna. There is nothing different from Krishna and Bhagavad-Gita, right? So, and I used to, when I used to be working as admin at the beginning for my Tamil teacher, right? We both joined together almost 2 months apart. And she used to tell me, you know, we are serving Krishna. So I used to make fun of her. I used to tell her, no, I'm not serving Krishna. I used to serve you. So I'm better off because I'm serving the servant of Krishna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, you have to serve the servant of the God. You know, so I always used to tell her, you know, I take pride. So I always feel that, you know, all these admins are serving not just Krishna directly, but all the devotees here. So they are very elevated, right? And it's a thankless job, whether it's an organization, whether it's spiritual or corporate organization, admin is a thankless job. And they just love doing it. They do it. So that's the point, endlessly. So that will take them to the automatic mature level. And thoughts of my pure devotee dwell in me. So Krishna is constantly thinking, okay, and live life fully devoted in my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss, always conversing about me. All the time we keep talking. So many of you all tell that I want to read Mataji. Why? Because you all enjoy reading. Is it that you don't, you're learning, you're practicing talking or reading English? No, but you want to talk about Krishna. That is there in your blood. That's why it's coming out, right? Hare Krishna. Now the next one is talking about prayojan, right? The goal of life. Goal of life. So the goal of life is what? To reach Krishna. So 10 and 11 talks about the goal of life. No, light off. Thank you. So the goal of life is to reach Krishna, right? That's the goal. So 10 and 11 talks about the goal. And here we will see in 10 what goes on. Hare Krishna. Tesham satata yuktanam vajantam piriti purvakam tadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayati te. Hare Krishna. Thanks.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I leave the understanding by which they can come to me.
Hare Krishna. Common doubt, right? How will I be able to come to Krishna? It's so difficult. I have no practice. That person is transcendental. They know everything. We have no idea, right? Classic example is also us. Yes, we come from Vaishnava family only, in the sense they used to pray only Vishnu, right? But the fact is, I never knew a shloka. Even now I'm struggling. Understanding is so difficult because we don't have too much of ground of explanation of all this, right? They used to just tell, follow this, follow that, very basic. And I don't know in the family if anyone has ever forget reading Bhagavad-Gita. We never had Bhagavad-Gita. So my grandmom had one Bhagavad-Gita, and when I was 12, I've said this earlier, but I'm saying that I wanted, and she said, you'll read it when you're 60. And I used to wonder at 60 years, if I read, what benefit? Because those times when you're 12, you think 60 is end of world, which is not today, but still, right? And which is true in a way, because we have to start early, right? Only then we will, develop. We always have a proverb in Tamil, Aindil vilayadadu, aimbadil viyadi. So if you can't learn something at 5, or if you can't bend your back at 5, whether it's yoga or whether it's your mind, you can't do that 50, right? Can anyone guess what is this picture about? This is the goal. This is a picture of a goal. Can you tell me what is the picture? Can anyone tell? So this is can at least someone tell me who's this great hero here?
That's Krishna.
That we are clear, no? Krishna. So these are the princes of Dwaraka. So these are the queens of Dwaraka. Sorry, these are the great princes of Kshatriya, and they were kidnapped, right? And the story is long, but you go.
16,000 gopikas.
Yes. So do you know who kidnapped them? So you're going to find that. Huh?
Narkasur.
Correct, Naraka. One more name, yes. Hare Krishna. So while you're going to find and tell me, so this Joker kidnaps everyone, 16,000 wives, and Krishna comes and releases, right? And so nicely he releases this with Satyabhama. But finally what happens is, they say that those days when you come out of the marriage, come out of the house, it will be to the husband's house and from there to the grave. There is no, in-between concept of returning, divorce, remarriage and all. And if they go out of the house, obviously they can't marry this Narakam, the Sura, Narakasura, but they are having this kind of a trauma. So they are going and asking, asking continuously, what should I do? What should I do? And they immediately come and pick up these girls. And he saves them. But what they say is we have to kill ourselves because we don't have a choice. We can't go back to the father's house and nobody's going to marry us, Krishna. And that's when Krishna marries them. They are greatly in love. And these are kids. When they were small also, they always wanted Krishna as their husband. So it's not that they are marrying out of choicelessness. It is their choice. And this choice, the entire situation comes in their favor, right? It's like a blessing in disguise. Oh, wow, they are so lucky, right? We are also lucky, right? COVID is a blessing in disguise. If COVID was not there, we won't hear Krishna Katha. So don't you see that somewhere, some part of our mind, some deeply pocketed heart wanted Krishna, right? And that is why Krishna has given us this understanding of making Namanishta Prabhu teach this online course free of cost. And therefore, we are all logged in and we are listening. And now we are slowly moved from the level 1 and to level 2. Yes or no? It just doesn't happen naturally. Environment, everything is created, favors us. Hare Krishna. So different steps of yoga. We have Karma Yoga, we saw that, and Jnana Yoga. So what is the difference? Karma Yoga, when the goal of Krishna is there, but is addicted to foods. This is for someone, goal is there, every goal is Krishna, but addiction is to foods. In Jnana Yoga, the goal is again Krishna. He wants to speculate. He's a philosopher, he wants to analyze. And Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga is a direct, straight elevation, which automatically has Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. You'll ask how? So can I, all those who've done 12 standard, if I come and tell, okay, 12, can you tell me the spelling of a cat? You'll tell, what? Funny. Obviously, I know. How? Because I've already learned. But why you didn't have that in your exam? Not relevant because it's built into it. Same ways. Buddhi Yoga automatically builds in both this perfection stage. Now, this is a last shloka here. Tesham evanukam partam jnanajam tamaha nasayami atma bhavasto jnanadipena bhavas bhashvata. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Out of compassion for them, I dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. So very clearly, out of compassion for them, dwelling in their hearts, destroy the shining lamp of knowledge and darkness born out of ignorance. So what he says is, this darkness with the lamp, right? There's this video which I showed you sometime back where the small boy tells what is the presence of, what is the definition of darkness? It's absence of light. There is nothing called a darkness. Likewise, evil, there's nothing called evil. Absence of godliness is called evil, right? Which is very true, because for all those who are scared of ghosts or black magic, right? If Krishna is there, they can't even come. Krishna is here and we are like this, right? When we turn the side, then ghost can't come in between, because when you're here, ghost has faced the side. But when you turn the side, it's coming and seeing, but do you understand Krishna is right behind? So do you think the ghost will also have this? So yesterday, I was in Bhakti Shastri class, and when we were reading about planetary position, I saw ghosts above Burloka, right? Which I've seen many times, but suddenly I was asking Namanishta Prabhu, ghost, because according to me, always ghost, I am better than ghost. This is all our perception, right? So ghost should be below, no? Pada Lok, why is ghost above? And Prabhu said, you know something, ghost is more powerful than you. Do you know that? I told, yes, that's why ghost can haunt a person. We can't haunt the ghost. Yes or no? Have you ever heard of a man haunting a ghost or the ghost haunting a man?
Ghost haunting a person.
So he said ghost is more powerful. Why I'm bringing this up is just like Maya is very powerful and we need Krishna. So for ghost haunting or black magic, for everything we need Krishna. So that Krishna can, the ghost will run away from us. So this is the story of the ghost. So out of the great compassion and dwelling in the hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge and darkness born out of ignorance, right? So here, this is first picture. Who's this?
Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj and
Very nice.
Shukamuni.
Parikshit Maharaj and Sukamuni. And Parikshit Maharaj, Sukamuni, so the entire Bhagavad-Gita is told by them. So this jnana, he gives him. So Parikshit, why is it given? Is because Sukadev Goswami, ran off from he was in the stomach of the mother for 14 years. He ran and he was loitering for about, let's say, 2 years. So 16th year, exactly the day when he knows that he's going to die in 7 days, he appears. How? So Krishna gives that. And not only that, they never had WhatsApp. Yes or no? They never had wireless. They never had letters. All of them, all these munis, including Sukadev, all of them, Narada, all of them assembled here. How it happened? Everybody knew it, right? And here Kapila Muni is teaching Jnana to Devayuti. Right? Devayuti is the mother of Kapila. We saw in that picture, right? Devayuti is also the daughter of the first Manu, Swayambhu Manu. And this is the thing. And so this is one part of it. Now, can anyone tell me the picture, what this picture is? This picture, can anyone tell me? Okay, can at least someone tell me who's this?
Krishna.
Yes, this is Krishna, and this is just before his disappearance. He is leaning on a young banyan tree with his leg crossed, right? This is so beautifully explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. Young banyan tree talks about the fact that our world, our universe is very young, right? And that's why it is having Brahma, Chaturmukha, because it's less complicated, 4 sides. And this person, can you say who it is? Looks exactly like Krishna. Bears
cousin.
Very nice. His name?
Name I'm not getting right now.
Starts with you. Huh?
Uddhava.
Yes, Prabhu, so nice. Yes, Uddhava. Right? So he is an unalloyed devotee and he says, Krishna, Krishna, please take me and go. He says, no, you have little more work. And can anyone tell who's this old Muni sitting there, standing there? He's Maitreyi Muni. So this is a scene from Srimad Bhagavatam where, Uddhava comes, so that automatically happens. All this falls in place. And these people are, while he's talking, he also gets a chance to hear. So these are the things which Krishna automatically does. So special mercy, the Lord destroys all the impediments and dispels any ignorance in the heart with the shining lamp of knowledge. So anything you have, he is flame, he is going to do this, which is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also telling. Hare Krishna. Cheto darpana marjanam bhava mahatmani nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika vidaranam Vidvavadu Jivanam Anandambudivartanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swagatam Sarvatma Sapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. So this is from Shishtastakam. I don't chant with my voice definitely this, but then I thought I will do because this month is very special. What is special about Chaitanya for this month? Yesterday I told you, or maybe I told in the advanced class. What is special? 18th of March happens to be Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthday.
He appeared on that day.
Gaur Purnima.
Gaur Purnima. So 18th, so I just thought since we are almost going to start, every day I will take 2 minutes and tell one point about Chaitanya. Right? And also it will be nice if you can start off with reading the Chaitanya Charitamrita. That is very long, 3 volumes, but there is something called Chaitanya, the Lord Chaitanya's, right? It's a small book which talks about what Chaitanya is talking. I will show you that in Veda base, teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Teachings of Lord Chaitanya has 32 chapters. My suggestion is please start reading at least 1 chapter. You will finish it in this month, right? Just as a little bit we have to know. Yes or no? Little bit, because none of us know about Chaitanya. I'll also add every day, every time when we have one story about Chaitanya, a little bit of what I know. Is that fine?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Special mercy of the Lord. So Lord destroys all the implements and so he does that. So Cheto Darpana means cleaning. So he's literally taking a broomstick and cleaning our anarthas and dust in the heart. So the summary of the 12th and the 18th chapter, we will see tomorrow. I know it's really long. So Arjuna accepts Krishna's position and requests to hear more of his opulence, right? Arjuna refers to the previous authority and confirms Krishna as the supreme personality. So what happens is, till here is 1 chapter and immediately here Arjuna will totally surrender and he will get, and this is a very important shloka, Param Brahma Parandama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. Krishna. This was the first shloka I actually learned in the entire Bhagavad-Gita. I didn't learn like, I could really remember this shloka because this shloka is like a prayer, right? It tells everything. We'll see that tomorrow. And today, when I always tell we will do something, let's start right now. Why wait for an auspicious time? So, come on. Somebody start chanting this one, please. So we'll at least have 5 people to chant this so that we'll be able to memorize it for tomorrow.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattha sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitah.
Thanks, Priya Mataji. Very nice voice. Hare Krishna. Oh, come on, one more. You can see it. Yes.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajanti mam buddha bhava samanvitah.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo matah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mama buddha bhava samanvitah.
Prabhu, matta, okay? You stress 2 T's are there. Buddha bhava, it's there's a line on the top, you stretch it, bhava. Right?
Okay.
But otherwise, perfect. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha.
Vitaha. Again, double A. Hare Krishna. Very nice. Thank you so much. Anyone else?
Aham sarvasya prabhavo mataha sarvam pravarvate iti matava bhajante mam buddha bhava samamivita.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for chanting. So we try and again chant this also, so that hopefully by the end of 18th chapter, we will be thorough with the 4 shlokas, just the 4 Catur-slokas. Is that fine? Or
Yes,
is it-
Mataji.
Sure, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes,
Hare Krishna. So now you all can type your doubts, and I'll just end the prayer. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpa darubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavan evyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. End with the prayer. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Come on, all of you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Rama Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama.
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, all of you. So,
Thank you.
yeah, any doubts you can go ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to talk about Chaitanya. So, doubts you can type. I'm just going to tell one very small starting of Chaitanya. So, we will talk. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born in a village called Navadip, and of course, Calcutta, West Bengal. And anyone knows the mother's name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Sachi Mata.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Sachi Mata. Father's name? There is a temple also. Our famous Krishna has one more name. Will you find that for me? Dash Misra. One more clue also I'm giving. Okay. Find that for me next class. So what is happening is we have very nicely our little boy who's supposed to be born in 10 months, but he does not come out till 13 months, right? Because they are waiting for this nice moon timing. And that particular time, is supposed to be very auspicious, and everybody, the whole world is waiting for that particular time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be born. And that time when the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what they are saying is, Sachi Mata's father itself is astrologer. He's saying, I think the child will be born in 13th month only in this particular time, because that time is so auspicious for it. And that is why he's delaying. Like that, there are 2 more mothers who delayed the birth of the child. They didn't delay, but the child got delayed. So can anyone tell me? One I told today, besides this.
Gandhari. Diti.
Thank you so much. Yes, Diti is one person where she deliberately delayed because she knew Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha are going to be born. So 100 years she was bearing. One more. Diti did on purpose. One more person, the child did on purpose.
Shukamuni's mom.
Jagannath Mishra is the name. Sorry?
Shukum.
Parikshit.
No, Parikshit delayed.
Prahalad.
Krishna protected.
Prahalad.
Prahalad was not delayed. Prahalad was kidnapped by the heavens.
Okay. Shukamuni, Mataji.
Sukamuni, perfect. Sukamuni refused to come out because he knew, oh my God, Father Vyasa was talking about, Srimad Bhagavatam, just like how Arjuna was talking to his wife about Uttara. I'm sorry, he was talking to his wife, right? About Subhadra, about his, about all, war techniques and everything. Likewise, and, and his son, right? Which son was hearing? Ashwatthama, right? Ashwatthama was hearing the whole thing. Yeah. So same likewise here, fully Shuka was hearing and he refused to come out. No, I'm not going to come out. I'm going to stay in the womb. So these are great things, right? So this is the starting of our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he is, he's not refusing. He's just waiting for the right time to come. So this is the first step. And they say this child will be very special. And what special we are going to see again in some more time in the next class. It's fine. Hare Krishna. So any other doubts? Any doubts? Anyone has any doubt?
No, Mataji.
Okay. Thank you so much. And it is a pleasure. I will hold the class because I think for 10 minutes, Mohandas Prabhu, I paused him from taking that video. If that video is not recorded, then we will stop recording. And Prabhu, you can continue that video and finish it. And then we can all exit. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I will go. I will switch off the video. Hare Krishna, everyone. You can stop the recording. Hare Krishna, one loud Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you so
Mataji.
much. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, you can stop the recording, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.